Hello. Hello, everybody. Hi. Hey, everyone. There's a scissor on the floor. How is everybody doing today? Hey. Hey. Can you hear me all right? GM, I'm happy to see everybody today. I have a little bit of a sore throat. Inu! Thank you so much for the gifted. And thanks for being here. A little bit of a sore throat. I went to the dentist yesterday, and my mouth was open for like 4 hours. Earl Grey, happy Friday. The channel lore, thank you. Happy Friday indeed. Goodwill just texted me with a coupon. Happy Friday. Glad the vet didn't put you down, bestie. I had a really good experience at the dentist, I feel. As good as it can get. A couple things we can do on stream today. One, talk about the dentist. I feel really good about everything that happened. Two, I wanted to do like a little quick DIY, takes 2 seconds. And then three, Comosaurus Rex, let's go! Thank you so much. 3, I just got this giant plant in the mail, so if we have time, we can open it. Just keep me on schedule. And then John, my partner, ordered something off of eBay, and either the guy listing it or John, there was a miscommunication, and the item was listed as pickup, like eBay local or something. So when John gets home, at some point he'll come in here and tell me it's time to go pick up this fucking thing. So I think that'll work out, because a little bit of a sore throat. So stream would probably not be 3 or 4 hours today. What kind of plant? So it's a ficus, but it's like a turtle shell ficus, like tortoise coloring, marbling. Thank you. I have a smoothie today. A little Inu smoothie. And I'm still working through my Philadelphia contaminated water supply. I wanted to keep the water for emergencies, and I do have a gallon that I might be keeping for emergency. Oswin, whoop whoop, 2 years. Thanks for being here. And thank you for the hype train. Let's go. Your vibes are off the chain this AM. Is the water still bad? No, the water apparently was never bad. I don't know, but I bought cases of water and stuff just to be sure. But the plastic is so thin on this water, and I know that means it's made with less plastic, and that's for the better. But I feel like I should drink these sooner than later, because I feel like this is the plastic that leaches into the bottled water. I thought water didn't go bad, and then when they found that airplane hangar of water that was never distributed to the victims of the hurricane, I was like, let them have it, and everyone was like, no, now the water's contaminated. So bottled water does go bad after a while because the plastic leaches into the water. I like some emergency preparedness. I'm not a doomsday prepper, but the theater excites me. But I do have an emergency prepared notion. And I did think that keeping some bottled water for that would be good. You're supposed to have 3 days of emergency water on supply in your home at all times, no matter what. And when Philadelphia, it was rumored that our water was going bad, OEM was like, well, you guys should be fucking prepared anyway. I was like, Fuck, okay. So we cannot get away from the OEM is like Office of Emergency Management. I don't know if it's always called that in everywhere, but in Philadelphia it's called OEM. If you follow me on Twitter, sometimes I retweet stupid shit that they do. Can someone repost the Discord? I didn't get to linking it to my account. Hold on. I know how to do this. One second. Grandma's on the computer. Okay, I'm about to post it, Amy, and you have to use it right away because the code expires. So click it right away. Click that shit. Quickly. With haste. Yes, I'm just having my little smoothie. Yum yum. The government girls are passive aggressive, huh? Yeah, OEM was like, you don't have water? You don't have an emergency water tank? I was like, OEM, yeah? Like, I know doomsday preppers kind of toe that line with conspiracy theorists, and it might not even be a division of people. They might be the same people. Puffer! Hello! Big boy's back. Thanks for being here. I know doomsday preppers are kind of also conspiracy theorists, but what was it, like episode 2 or episode 3 of The Last of Us, where Nick Offerman's character was a doomsday prepper and then he was right? The whole episode I was like, I love him. I love everything he has going on. I don't think my partner would let me doomsday prep. Shout out to Good Friday, no worky for me. Yeah, Good Fridays. Bank holiday in Philadelphia. Don't put your trash out. Nick Offerman, be extreme couponing for real. I just got a Savers that's full of coupons for like CoverGirl. Girl, I'm about to spend no money on a new mascara. I'm feeling really good about it. So, yesterday I went to the dentist, and going to the dentist has been quite an ordeal for me. I go to the dental school, and I prefer to go to the dental school because, one, when I was in beauty school, a lot of our clients were the dental school students, so I got a big kick out of that. And two, I think that the dental students, they are the most dental, I feel like their education is fresh and they're using the most up-to-date technology. And I think, I've said this before on stream. When I was younger, I had a dentist who was an old man, and he removed 4 healthy teeth from my mouth, and his equipment always tasted like chicken noodle soup. And I found out later that it's illegal to remove healthy teeth from somebody. So he just fucking did that shit. And I feel like an old crusty dentist who has a private practice and has been doing things his way for the last 20 years is not the best dentist. That's how I feel. So I feel like a dental student just learned that shit. And if there's a little new technique, they just learn that shit. Correct me, and chatters who have kids might know this. Is there like a new sealant that your dentist puts on your children's teeth and it prevents like 99% of cavities? I was reading about it online and I don't know what to search to like bring the article back up. I was like reading it like on the bus and then had to get off and I can't find it again. But it's a newer thing. Like my generation wouldn't have had it. So if anybody knows about this thing, I want to get it done unless they only do it to kids. Fluoride sealant, they paint it on. I got something like that in middle school and I'm 30 something. I had seals when I was young, but I don't think they were put on correctly. I had stuff painted on my teeth when I was a kid and I'm now 32. Did it prevent cavities or did you still get cavities? I was reading something that was like fairly new. Okay, teeth sealing. My parents had mine done, and I have one cavity. I'm 42. My sister had none. She's 38. I don't know why I was reading about it like it was some newfangled thing. I got sealant done when I was a kid, and I still get cavities. Okay, maybe there's different types. But I go to a dental school. One, it's everything I want, and it's also what I can afford, so it all really works out. But with that, it's also always a nutty experience. I told you guys last time that the waiting room was quite an experience, and this time is no different. However, I'm really happy because it took me like 2 years to get my appointment, and we questioned the ethics of how I got my appointment on this channel, but that's fine. I managed to get into the program. And between my intake appointment and my appointment yesterday, I believe was like 6 additional weeks. I used to get teeth sealants when I was younger, and I just remember every time I would go, they would say it needed to be redone because it cracked or something. Okay. Maybe the new thing is you can eat and drink hot beverages immediately. It used to be you had to wait to eat and drink after the treatment. Okay. So, my appointment yesterday, like my first appointment was x-rays, stuff like that. And then my dental student would create a treatment program based off of my needs with the information she gathered. X-rays, my blood pressure and all that shit. That I'm not pregnant, stuff like that. So I saw her yesterday, and quite an experience. So at the dental program, I'm thinking if you are disabled or need a wheelchair or have limited mobility, instead of like at the airport where they, I don't know, you can't like use your own wheelchair, you have to use the airport's wheelchair or something like that. At the dental program, they put you in a stretcher. And it makes sense. Like, I can see myself at the board meeting where they decide to do this for ADA compliance. And in the dental school or during your treatment, you are laying down. So I guess it's much more efficient to put somebody who has mobility issues, to put them in like a bed, right? Instead of sitting in a wheelchair, because then you would have to put them in the bed. The dental chair. And you lean back. You kind of lean too far back. You kind of like lean a little too far back, like you're gonna slip off. Then they put you in the operation theater again. So, you see a couple people being pushed around on stretchers, and you put the pieces together. You're like, oh yeah, like if it was a wheelchair, then they have to like put themselves in the dental chair and all of that stuff, and that could be difficult. This, they come in, they put them in. So I'm waiting in the waiting room, and waiting rooms now are like little sexy lounges. It's not like a waiting room from the 90s where all the chairs face forward and they face a TV and the secretary. So you're looking at the TV, or you're menacing the secretary because you've been waiting too long. You go. So now waiting rooms are like sexy lounges, and they have little chairs and a sofa and little armchairs with a little fucking coffee table. And they even had like a little bar, not like a bar, but almost like a kitchen breakfast bar. I don't know if you wanted to work on your laptop while you wait. So I get in and I experience the lounge setup, and I get a single like love seat that has a coffee table and then a matching love seat, like a little, I don't know, cocktail hour, little fucking, but I'm there alone, so that makes the most sense. There's like little nooks where the chairs face each other, so I figured that would be a whole family getting dental care. So I get the little fucking seat alone, and it's nice. Meowdery, hello, heck yeah, it's spring break, so I finally get to catch a stream. GM, happy spring break. It's for your guests to gossip. Girl, the molar on that one. Two really weird, unhinged things happened to me in the dental school lounge. So, one, there was like a mobility impaired patient who was in the bed, the stretcher, for whatever reason. And she was with like her person, her chaperone, her mom, her friend, her sister, whatever. She was with another person who was like just kind of on their phone. And everybody's in the lounge. And this lady comes in and she goes, "Oh my God, is she okay?" Oh my God. And the woman she's with is like, "Yeah." And she said, "Do you need anything?" She was like, "We're good." And she was so annoyed with that little, "We're good. We're fine." The school makes her lay in a fucking bed. Bro, I was like, you almost want to stand up and be like, "Meredith, sit down. All right? You have no patience." And then, kind of like this cool, older, maybe veteran type dude came in. And he was walking with a little, like, walker. But, you know, he had, like, jeans, like, dungarees, like, he actually had, like, longer hair, too. And it was, like, kind of cool. And there's a lot of confusion about the dental lounge because there's no secretary. So you show up and your student is like on time. So you show up and whatever appointment you have, they come to the lounge and get you. They text you like 40 times before your appointment, so you've definitely confirmed electronically that you would be there at that point. But people, including myself, they want something. They want a secretary to be like, "Hey, I'm here. What's going on?" But there isn't one, and this is the future, and it's uncomfortable. And there's no waiting room. It's a sexy lounge. So this cool older walker dude comes in and proclaims, "Am I in the right place?" And most people kind of do that, or they go, "Are you okay?" And somebody, you know, gently tells him what I kind of just explained. Like, "Yeah, you've kind of virtually checked in and your student will come get you. There's no secretary or TV or thing to be angry about. Just have a seat." So because it is kind of a minefield of seating, the guy like looks around and he chooses the seat next to me. But I'm not really in like a normal seating arrangement. I'm in like a sinking love seat small side table and then another seat, like cocktail hotel lounge setup area. So I see him eye the seat next to me, but he has to kind of walk through the whole waiting room area. Were there seats closer to him? Of course. But, kind of what I had going on was pretty comfortable, cozy, sexy. And the other seating kind of encroached on, like, other people who may have been together because chairs were facing together. And then the other options were, like, ottomans. And like, that's not ideal, especially with a great seat open next to me. However, he could not really easily get to where I was because he had a walker. And the whole room was kind of quiet watching him. And I kept telling myself I should get up and offer him my seat. It's much easier for me to get up and go to the other seat. It's way easy for me to do that. And I should be doing it. I should be getting up and offering him my seat right fucking now. Do it. And in my mind, I'm like, offer him your seat. Like, I should do it. That's the nice thing to do. But I kept looking at him, and I felt like he was mean. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's watching this right now, and he's like, come on, dog. I'm great. But I kept thinking, I had this moral dilemma. Is it rude if I offer him my seat because I can see that he is, like, using a walker? So I have this fight with myself. Like, give him your seat, don't. Give him your seat, don't. If you offer him your seat and he is offended by that, the entire room is kind of watching because he's a little bit made his presence known when he walked in and was like, what's all this about? In a panicked voice, you should have asked him if he was okay. Yeah, where was my lady? She should have helped me out. Real life QuickTime event. Yeah, I was like... So he passes me, and it's kind of narrow. And he has to move the side table, and then he has to move his chair in order to sit in it correctly. And the whole time I'm like, help him, just please help him. Why am I not helping him? And I was intimidated by him. I don't know what the right thing to do is. I was listening to this story once on NPR, and this woman in a wheelchair was talking about how rude it is when people open the door for her. And I thought about it, and I was like, okay, go off. But then also I was like, this is just one person's story, just one person, and other people might like when you hold the door open for them. And this one lady on NPR should not change the trajectory of my entire life. But she has. So I did not help that man, but I did do this the whole time. I can... Okay. Do you want... So I don't know. I think I'm so fucking socially fried that I don't know. I think if I had never been online, I would have helped that man. So I don't know. It listens to NPR once. So let me know what you would have done. After he sat down, he did this. You've seen this before. He did this. And then he went, I got to the dentist. I'm waiting. Boop, boop. So I was like, you know what? I cannot clock this gentleman. He brought up Truth Social. He said they really can, my boy. One time I accidentally called a vet service dog cute and he got mad at me. Somebody's grandpa. I let somebody's grandpa just out there in the trenches. Sometimes we gotta not think about the discourse when it comes to helping people. Real. I would also be very scared about being yelled at by an old man. I just felt like maybe he was proud. And a proud older man is difficult. It's a difficult person. Even a diva I would feel much more comfortable interacting with, because I would say, Queen, you want me to move that fucking table? But a proud man, he would say, there shouldn't even be a table. And I would go, yeah, I mean, I don't know, I like what they did with the place. But yeah, I don't think there should be a table either, because I don't think people should eat in here. Now how do you feel? Queen, should I slay and move this table? Organically, that would be really easy for me to do. That would come right out of the mouth. He was asking if he was in the right place because it looked like a coffee shop in here. He said the liberals got our waiting rooms. No, he may have been cool. He may have been a doomsday prepper, and I really missed the opportunity to have a best friend. An unlikely pairing. That was my Rick and Morty, and I squandered it. Anyway. That old man was Nick Offerman. Yeah, he had a gray beard, but do not describe him. Sorry, never mind. The Joel to your Ellie? Not quite. Yeah, I mean, yes. Emmy, thank you so much for subscribing. Squanchered it. It comes naturally. Queen, should I slay and move this table? It's him. Huh? Yes. Slay. Spill. So T, my dentist appointment, they measured my gums. Have you ever had this done? So they take a hook. And on the hook has little tiny measurements. And they wear these super goggles so they can read the measurements on the little tiny little ruler that's on a poke. Want me to sashay out of the seat for you? So they measure my gums, measure them. So this is what they do. They have a little poke. I take each gum rating so personally. So they have a little poke, and on the poke has little measurements. And they poke it into your gums, like below your teeth and above your teeth, and behind your teeth, and in between your teeth. They stick the poke into your gum and see how deep it goes. And they do it 100 times. I need a horror manga recommendation. Anyone help? TY. Have you read Blood on the Tracks? My #1 recommended manga. Have you read it? If you get into that, the author has written every single fucking bop that's available in stores right now. Oh, yeah. Get into Blood on the Tracks. Buy 3 of them at a time because they're quick reads. They're very good reads, but sometimes 2 whole pages are just of one. So it goes fast. Buy 3 of them. So they measured my gums And I used to have a philtrum piercing, a tongue ring, a low braze. I used to have a bunch of mouth piercings. So I always think that my gums are no good anymore. So they're measuring your gums by poking this hook ruler into your precious tissue. And it doesn't hurt. But you know it's happening. And you're laying there with your mouth open. But it doesn't hurt. You really can't feel it at all. But your brain is trying to feel it. So your brain is like, there's a hook in your mouth. And it's poking you. So you're just like, you're like looking for the feeling and you can't come up with it. But you know something horrible is happening. So you're just like, I'm like this. The whole time. And that's like the dentist in general. This must be what fish feel like. So you know that the gum measuring is awful because that's horrible. They poke a thing into your gums to see how deep they go, but you don't feel it. But you know it's happening and you know it's horrible. So the whole time I'm like, people hate the dentist. People are scared of the dentist. The dentist is scary. People have phobias of the dentist. People need medicine to go to the dentist. That's the only shit going on in my head. Meanwhile, I don't feel anything. It doesn't hurt. So she measured all my gums. And the one thing is that she is a student and she's trying to learn. So I will say it's not a quick 1-2. I was there for like 3 hours. But she measured all my gums and like hooked all my teeth. And she told me no cavities. She told me no cavities. Last time I was at the dentist was 2017, and that's a long time ago. But she told me no cavities. So, like any God-fearing person, I sometimes will take pictures of my teeth on my phone to see what it looks like back there. And I have like a scratch on one of my teeth, almost like a fingernail scratch. And I have thought that was a cavity this whole time. And she was like, nope, that's just what it is. You did that. So I was like, all right, bitch, cool. Let's fucking go. Can I buy you something? You want something to eat? So no cavities. Whatever chip is out of my tooth, I did. It wasn't a cavity. I fucked something up. And that makes sense, because sometimes you ever eating something and there's an unfamiliar crunch, and you're like, this isn't right. I'm just eating a sandwich. So maybe that's when it happened. I don't know. I moved recently, and the idea of trying to find a new dentist is giving me anxiety. Go to the dental school. Go to the school. Go to the dental school. I highly recommend it. I love those guys. Now, though, when I was like 21 and going to the dental school, it was cool. But now I'm like older than the students. So whatever. So no cavities. I was completely surprised. So she planned, I don't know, this many hours for our appointment, and the doctor confirmed no cavities, checked her work, measured parts of my gum again with a stronger, firmer hand. And because I had a lot more time left in my appointment, she gave me a cleaning. I was great. I did have a little issue with tartar. Little tartar problem, TMI. But I drink coffee. I would drink it all day if I could. So that's kind of my own thing, but I also eat ice cream. And, you know, when I'm going through a spell, sometimes I won't brush at night. So I was pretty happy that my teeth were in good condition and that the only issue was a little bit tartar. And I think that just happens. I think you can't really do much about that. Thank you, negative. Yeah, you're like, shut up. I only do things that are bad for me. Yeah. So I was like, why? I think I get the dental hygienist that mostly works with kids. I get so many more flavors and options than my partner does. I once pulled a filling out of my tooth eating a stale gummy bear. Imagine that crunch. Strawberries are my favorite. They have a lot of acid. Bro, you ever eating a raspberry? And those little fucking raspberry seeds get in like the groove of your tooth and it makes you insane. I'm like, the littlest pebble is taking me out. I'm a delicate system. Yeah, the dentist, it's still really dramatic. So it's the noises too. So they go in with the like, and like water is shooting out of it. And the water, you know, she's getting situated and the water goes right down my throat. So I'm like, but I'm apologizing. So she's going in with the, and it's water and it's like cleaning. And I'm trying to sit there like, this is a good thing. It is such a good thing that my teeth are being cleaned right now. This is great, bitch. Like, what if I was getting a pedicure? This is the same thing. This is the same thing. But really, I'm like this. I'm like, and I'm not moving around. I'm a very good patient. You know, she says open, I'm opening. I don't know what to do with my tongue, so that's a lot of my energy. Like, is my tongue embarrassing me right now? Am I like, because I feel like I am, but I know I'm not. So, you know, I'm in a prison of my own mind here. Lexi, thank you so much for subscribing. How are you? I lost the filling in my front tooth on a gingerbread house a couple years ago. Haven't been able to partake ever since. I don't think we should eat the gingerbread houses. I don't think that we should. I want to, but I've only heard horror stories. Yeah, so I was at the dentist, laying there, a lot going on in my head. And really, I'm like, what's my tongue doing? And I'm also so grateful that I don't know what I fucking look like. I'm like, God damn it, this is embarrassing. The dentist? Ew. Your teeth aren't clean? I'm sorry. And then they scrape, and they use a hook, and they scrape in between every single one of your teeth on the front and then on the back. And girl, it feels like 4K HD in there. I'm seeing in between every single one of my teeth. They are high definition. I'm like touching the back of my teeth with my tongue, and I'm like, I feel every tooth. I feel it all. I'm like, then they put this like syringe of goo in between the teeth, and I guess it goes through them, but she called it mouthwash, but it was like a solid, or like a paste, not a liquid. I was like, okay, so that goes through your whole, I don't know, and it deep cleans your gums. Goo technology, yeah. So the goo was great. I loved that. I was like, do it again. I don't know. I'm here. I'm enjoying myself. I'm crying and shaking, but like, ignore it. I keep telling myself I'm not scared of the dentist. So I think I'm reacting totally normal. Like, every person must react this way normal. I think that there's probably people who are worse at the dentist, like horrified. They're like, don't do that again. No. I don't say no. I'm just like sitting there afraid, but I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to say stop or scream or bite you. Scraping the teeth is low-key traumatic. Yeah. I was sitting there and, I'm like doing this. Like enough to start a fire. And she goes, I know you're thinking I'm pulling out your teeth. And I was like, don't be cute right now. I said, yeah. Yeah. Or like, ah. Honk. So she thought that was funny, I guess. So she scraped them, applied the goo, and then she gave them a high polish. I don't remember the polish. She polished them. I said, okay. Oh, okie doke. Practicing her tooth humor. Her bedside manner is, I think it's awesome. She's the best. So the same like that thing that comes off, and then they put this like legit like a car buffer but small for your teeth, and then they do each tooth and they don't linger. It's but a second. And then I got a fluoride treatment. And the fluoride treatment felt like sticky bubble gum, like all over your teeth and like on your lips a little bit. The gritty substance, yeah. Before she gave me the fluoride treatment, she had me bite down and she said, does it feel like you're biting sand? And I said, no. And then I got my little fluoride treatment, and then that was it. She said, I don't have to come back. So there's no treatment plan. I've been through a few dental students in the dental program, and this is the first time where I didn't need a treatment plan. She probably was pissed. She ripped up my portfolio or whatever, my patient documents. She said, this bitch doesn't have a single molar or whatever. Silly question, why is the dentist doing the cleaning if that's normally completed by a dental hygienist? I'm sure just for the practice. Just to practice. I mean, when I went to beauty school, if a client came in and wanted a pedicure, we would still have to give him a pedicure even though we weren't becoming nail techs. I loved going to the dentist so much as a kid that I went as a dental hygienist for dress like you want to be when you grow up day in kindergarten. Oh my god. My mom is a dental hygienist, and my favorite story is she asked the guy if he had nitrous ever before, and he goes, well, not from a doctor. Like, LMAO, my dude. Be cool. Yeah, I always feel like it's better to be honest in those situations. There's also a thing where if you have, like, smoked meth in the last 24 hours or something, and then you need laughing gas, it, like, won't work. So you have to tell your dentist if you've had a little meth. Sorry, Snail, if you're just joining us. We're talking about the dentist. From that La Colombe coffee, that's where I get my nitrous. I'm dead. Yeah, I went to the bookstore as a treat for no cavities, but I was gonna go anyway. And there wasn't anything for me to buy. I have not had a treat yet. It's almost been 24 hours. Not the dentist clocking me for being boring. You mean no meth? How about I give you a little extra so you can live a little? Yeah, I got my fluoride treatment. Feel really good about it. I called Valoni on the phone and I said, does the Brita filter out fluoride? Because I want fluoride. I want it. She can have a little meth as a treat. Smoke after the dentist, not before. Got it. Yeah, I was really thinking, like, all of these sounds and hooks and all this stuff in my mouth. I'm sure a little bit of laughing gas would have made that much easier. I used to work with this guy at McDonald's, and his teeth were so bad that he had to be put to sleep to have just like a regular cleaning. I guess because his gums were either super sensitive or he was really scared. One or the other. When I had my wisdom teeth taken out, I could not afford that option. So I just had laughing gas for my wisdom teeth. But I'm glad that they give you the option. It's a tiered. Pay as you wish. I also had my wisdom teeth taken out at the dental school. Totally recommend. 10 out of 10. The only issue is getting in. But hey, now there's a spot open where my ass was. So next semester for my cleaning, I'll have to just do it all over again. But I don't mind. I think it's fun. I don't. But I do. It's kind of like when I got home yesterday, not that I'm, you know, whatever. Not that I got, like, life-changing news or anything in my life really changed at all, but I just felt good because going to the dentist, I feel like, is something in the back of your mind that you know you should be doing. And it's just so fucking hard and inconvenient and scary and painful and expensive that you don't want to go, but you feel bad about it all the time because you should go. And I feel like I think that, and maybe not profoundly, but it still exists in there. So to find out that I had no cavities and that I can come back in 6 months or whatever, I was like, oh, I was like, ugh. So that was awesome. I was not super stressed out. Like, I'll have like a phantom tooth thing, you know, every couple months like anyone does. And usually I feel like it's just like a flossing error or something like that. But it was just nice to know. Yeah, going to the dentist has been in the back of my mind for like 3 years. Meanwhile, my teeth are getting worse. I think that's really, really common. I think that's really, really normal, especially for all the reasons I described. Like, going to the dentist sucks. Insurance doesn't cover it. It's scary. I don't want bad news. It's super expensive. But since I've known my mom, she's had like 6 root canals. I'm like, bitch, can we... So she only goes to the dentist when it's an emergency. So I was happy to go, and 2 things. So I floss with like those floss picks, and I know it's like environmental terrorism to use those. They're awful. I got like an industrial bag of them, and they're never running out. It's like buying a box of Q-tips. Baby Blue, we 30 today. B, yo, happy birthday, Aries. I got you right here. It says Aries. Happy birthday. Quip, make a reusable one. I think like a water pick. I think that a water pick might be your eco floss option. You can just replace the floss. Yeah, I wonder if they make like a strong plastic one. Yeah. Oh, Quip does make one. I thought you said Quick make one. Sorry. So I've been, you know, banging away at these plastic flossers that I've had forever now. But I do floss every day or like every other day. It's never a long time between my flossings, 'cause I brush my teeth in the shower.